Craigslist and prepping. I didn't realize how well they went together till last night when I was on Craigslist. We had already had one really good experience. Let me get straight. We had already had one really good experience with Craigslist in that we were able to find a freezer that was just the right size, just the right kind, just the right location. I was pleased as punch. I just called my husband up at work and said, here's the phone number, here's the information, pick this freezer up and bring it home. So I was able to get I've said before on here, I was able to get a used upright freezer for 65 bucks that I love. It's almost just exactly like the one I had that died. So back to Craigslist. I got on there last night thinking that I might find things like bread makers. I have one, but I'd like to have a second one. I have no need for it at the moment, just long-term plans. Uh, and I thought that I might find things like freezers and equipment. But what I did not expect to find was produce. They have a garden and farm section, and also, uh, let's see, produce. I don't think I mentioned, I'm going to get myself all mixed up here. I found an ad for jars. Somebody had 20 cases of jars. Now, most of them were the little half pints you use for jam from the looks of it, but they had a picture there. 20 cases of jars for 30 bucks. You can't beat that. That was even if, unless you didn't have any use for the little jam jars. They're about yay tall and they hold 8 ounces. Little half pint jam jars. They had quite a few of those. But the other thing I found, which was surprising to me, well, there were so many categories. They had so many cool things, but I found a company that makes pallets that had a whole bunch to get rid of for a cheap price. The company that ordered the pallets apparently was no longer in business. And so they had a bunch of pallets to get rid of. So since I'm still contemplating doing maybe reopening a business and doing some food storage shipping by the pallet, it cuts the shipping costs down to like zilch. My attention was, I had rapt attention when I saw the thing about the pallet, so I'm going to look into that. So just a little reminder, you might want to get into Craigslist and put an ad in for things that you are looking for. You might be looking for canning jars. You might be looking for canning equipment. You might be looking for a dehydrator, a generator. Um, I'm gonna get a brain freeze here. A freezer. Maybe you need household appliances. Maybe in addition to things like canning pots and canning jars, you might also advertise, would like to buy. I think I'm going to get on there or get on someplace and advertise that I want to buy 3 bushels of grapes because my vines are not producing yet, and would like to make grape juice. Another great thing that you can still do in the weeks to come, I talked to a local farmer yesterday and he said he's going to have cabbage right into October, and cabbage soup, or if you like sauerkraut. I don't do sauerkraut, but a lot of people around here do. He said he has people that get 30, 40, 50 heads of cabbage from him to do sauerkraut. I imagine that would be very inexpensive, and it would be a very nutritious thing to have. I can do cabbage soup. I'm not into sauerkraut. So maybe take a look at your local Craigslist and some things might pop up there that you hadn't expected. I certainly didn't expect to find low-cost pallets if I decide to try to do the shipping. I certainly did not expect to find peaches on there, which I may or may not take advantage of. They were selling them by the half bushel, and there was somebody selling beans by the half bushel. So, in as much as we did not garden this year, and maybe some of you did not garden this year, it's not too late. Check your local farmers market. Sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted. Check your local farmers market. Check Craigslist. Put a notice up where you work, where your spouse works. Ask around at church. Put it in your church bulletin. Run a little ad in your local paper. Put a notice up at the grocery store, the hardware store, the drugstore, wherever they have a bulletin board. God bless your efforts to prepare. Make a list and check it twice so you can have food that is yummy and nice. God bless your day and your week. Thank you. Goodbye.